What's up? What's up? Video might look a little blurry because I'm not on my iPhone recording, but I just wanted to get into some stuff that I seen on Twitter, and of course, I don't want to respond to it, but it's a good topic. But I don't really want to respond to it on Twitter because it's full of just dumbass remarks and comments that it just don't make no sense. But what I'm talking about is just the whole if you like. I don't even know what the fuck they said. It was something about if you like seeing two women together, it's just as like seeing two men together. And it's like, no, nigga, what's your preference is what's your preference. And I'm gonna get in, this not even what I really want to talk about. It just made me think of some other shit. But it was like, men, you're just as gay if you want to see two women together. You might as well like see two women. Like, no, nigga, like, what does that even mean? Like it's just so backwards to me because it's like they like it's a double standard really, but I'm like, if you go on Pornhub, there's a category for everybody. There's no fucking double standards existing when it comes to this sexuality. Like, there's a match for you out there, and that's really what I'm getting into, having soulmates. Like, if you want to be monogamous, you have that soulmate that's out there that's willing to be just monogamous with you. Once you build up yourself and whatever, find that reflection. Same if you want two girlfriends. Once you build up that energy that you can have that, nigga, you will have that. Period. Like, it's that simple. I don't get, like, if a woman wants two men, she can have that. Like, nigga, it's sure, like when, okay, let's say this. There's going to be things that you have to adjust to. That's any relationship. You have to harmonize in any relationship. If you want two women, yes, nigga, you might consider one woman a headache, but if you know how to deal with a woman, and if you also understand that two women in a relationship, they'll be able to talk to themselves and deal with each other in the sense of they talk about girl shit to each other. And that's the shit that give men headache. Like, we don't want to talk about that shit. So y'all talk to each other about that shit. So now that's almost counseling out the whole energy being brought to you from that aspect of, you know, them bringing their day-to-day life. Of course, you're going to talk to them about day-to-day shit, but not all the time in a sense when they have that best friend that could be compatible with. Same for if a woman wanted two dudes. Like, I mean, they have to be, you know, pretty harmonious. They have to be, you could either say homosexual, because, I mean, two straight dudes sharing a woman, like, eventually I'm sure a dude want to have it to itself in a sense. But I mean, if they were homosexual, the harmonious balance will work a lot different. And just being honest, like, I mean, they like each other, they like you. It's not just you're a middle piece in a relationship. Just like if two women was there, if the two women are dealing with each other, but you're the middle ground and they both need your attention separately, then they're pulling you apart. They're not together. That's a whole different topic, as a whole other subject. But if, I mean, even if they were willing to be like that, even if the men were willing to be like that and share you, because we see that in this reality, bro. You see every relationship in this reality. Period. Either ones that people know, where it's called an open relationship, or people doing it in the closet. It's still being done. And then once people find out, sometimes it's accepted, sometimes it's forgiven, sometimes you hope that that person changed. But a lot of times the people stick with those people. Why? Because it's more than just, you know, just, I mean, it's just more than a surface level shit at the end of the day. Like, at some point you understand your mate. Like, for a dude, if you got a whole girlfriend, you probably recognize those traits long ago. You was probably fine with that shit long ago. So when the shit come out in the open, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I kind of mean when people be adjusting to these things. You was dating, like, when you seen that nigga, you seen that every other woman in that room was looking at that nigga type shit. You know, it wasn't just you. And I mean, not every nigga, but it's certain people that's like that. Like, you know that this nigga was the center of attention, and you tried to take this nigga from out of that light. So now you know he kind of gonna be fighting both of those things. And you know, if you catch him doing that, you might be more susceptible because you like, well, I know all the women like him, and I know he's a catch. Versus if it's a nigga that ain't getting no attention from other women, you like, oh, this nigga better not be fun. It just, it just is what it is. There's many aspects, and you see where, oh, if he got money, I'll put up with it. But it's like, you only love the money, then you don't really love him. But if you truly love him and truly understood him, it'd be just as equal to the money shit. And same for, like I said, if it's a woman, like, bro, you be knowing. Niggas be knowing that they girls be out there, and they be fine with that shit, bro. And it's the honest to God truth, bro. Like, until they be like, I ain't dealing with that shit no more, they fine with it, bro. It is what it is. That's the same shit with working with a job or anything else. But what I wanted to say is just for the people that really don't understand monogamy, like, bro, we have more than a soulmate. If you understand a soulmate, well, let me just describe myself. You look at my name and what do you call it? The geometry code is many things that align to my name. And I also said that I have two soulmates. And that made me start looking up and like, I didn't even know that was possible. So I started looking into that, and that's when I started understanding the soul tribes and soul groups and all that different shit. Like, there's many people out there, and then when you talk about the children being spread out, that's where you kind of get this from. There's many people out there that's from your soul tribe or your soul pride or wherever you came from. And not everybody's going to be a fucking girlfriend or boyfriend. Some of them might be parents. Like I say, we always jokingly say, this my brother, this my sister, this my mom, this my dad. Those are your people that you connect and you resonate with your soul tribe in a sense. Not all the time. Sometimes it's really just childish and it's just a social thing. But a lot of times we really do have those connections where we feel like this person is our brother and our sister and there's no blood connection. You'd be like, man, you got to look down the line or somewhere, bro. We got to be fam somewhere. But it's like same with relationships from boyfriend, girlfriend. Cousins, like whatever. Look, this my little cousin. Y'all ain't related. Like it just y'all be having these tribes. Like even from a sense, you have a soul enemy. If you got a soul mate, you got a soul enemy. Like you got an arch rival out here that niggas always been going against you type shit. And you know people like that, and it's a whole other pride out there type shit. I'm just being like realistic to this understanding. You have people where like when you meet them, they might be a homeboy, but you're naturally competitive with them. Like maybe y'all always was competitive in the other realities, but not in the sense of war, but just in the sense of friendly and competitive versus where other people, nigga, if somebody came against y'all bind together and the shit that y'all been practicing like two brothers, like y'all fight each other, siblings, y'all fight each other, but as soon as somebody turn on y'all like, nah, nigga, what the fuck? This my nigga. You know, we playing over here, nigga. You got us fucked up. And then y'all turn against him. So even in that aspect, there's many aspects to the soul tribe. And for me, I know I have a lot of energy in not all sexual shit. I mean, sexual shit is a fleshly thing, but if you can do it right, and like we say, it's all about the heart, it's all about your mind, it's all about what you're focusing on. If you're doing tantras, doing sex, then sex becomes spiritual. But if you're just having plain old sex, nigga, sex is just regular old flesh. So in that same aspect, yeah, I mean, anything can become spiritual. You can tap into the spirit by doing anything. Same for religion. You can do any religion and tap into the spirit if you're truly doing it right, if you're truly diving in anything. But it's just, it's a tool to get to the spirit. You got to understand that's not just spiritual. That's you using your heart to do it. Like Bobby was talking to a lady in his last lecture that they just put out. She was like, it's my dreads. He was like, Whoopi Goldberg got dreads. Niggas not dying to see her. It's the spirit behind you, and then that you have dreads to have that antenna. So it's not just that it's your dreads, and anybody with dreads is spiritual. It's the fact that somebody, a certain aspect, you have dreads, and you're also a spiritual being, so you're amplifying yourself. But that's the same if you had an afro or had any hair on your arms. Like you just amplify your whole spiritual properties, and anything around you gets amplified. That's just like friends or anything. And that's why we have soul tribes, so we can amplify each other. And that same aspect, we use each other to grow and find ourselves, find the spirit where we come from. And that's when we get locked into these spaces when we with people we would consider these tribes or people we consider we resonate with, like truly resonate with. When we get with these people, time either just stops or just flies by in a sense because y'all having so much of a good time and so much of an energy. Like, bro, I feel like I've been with you my whole life. And whenever y'all do talk, it's like, bro, I feel like like we just been around each other our whole lives. Like, I feel like you really know me, but we don't know each other at all in a sense. And that's just a part of your soul tribe and understanding that. But you gotta understand how many lives we've been through, how many relationships we went through. Like, it's many people that you've been with, and you're not gonna we all in different paths. So some of us not really meant to learn from the same relationships that we learned in the past. Some people don't have the energies that we need at these moments. So, like I say, some people might bring that energy, that fire behind you, and if that's what you need now, that's the people you're gonna attract. Versus if you had this person that coddled you and kept you, comfortable in a sense, like. That's something that you probably had when you was in the kingdom versus, when somebody feeding you grapes and shit. Like, it ain't a time for that. It's a time for war. So you need that warrior on your side type shit. You know what I mean? And That's just understanding you have so many. It's alchemy, bro. We've been through millions of fucking lifetimes, bro. We have millions of different brothers and sisters out here, and in that same aspect, you can look at anybody in their eye and see how they're a reflection of you. Like we all are related, but we don't resonate with each other because it's just we haven't either we're not meant to in this life or not. Like honestly. Like in the same sense, like everybody is our soul tribe in some sense of a form, because we all on this planet at the same time. So you see what I'm saying? But in that same sense, we're not supposed to learn from each other the same way, so we all resonate with it's levels to the ways we resonate with each other, and that's the best way to explain it. Right? We resonate with each other on the earth, just on the earthly level, and then on the society level, and then on the American level. Like we're definitely soul tribes in this shit. We have some type of resonance with these people, no matter what you think. That's why I say everybody.